Well, hi there. My name is Marisa Lavalette. I'm the founder of Attune and Align, an online women's wellness membership community. I'm really excited to have the honor of being the first person to welcome you officially to your very first practice experience on your brand new Oko Living Ayurvedic dyed herbal mat. Attune and Align is really excited for this brand partnership with Oko Living, and that's due to the overlap in our values. If I had to guess, you've invested in your Oko Living mat purchase because you want to showcase your values through your shopping habits, and you're ready to take your yoga practice to the next level. In my personal experience so far, practicing on this responsibly sourced cotton mat, I have found that my practice sessions get me more grounded, more rooted, breathing more deeply, thinking more clearly, and turning my gaze inwardly, more so than what would take place on some of those synthetic rubber mats. So we'll spend the next half hour or so flowing through the mat. And as we move along, I'll point out certain times where the experience might be somewhat different than what you've experienced on a rubber mat. To start off, I'll let you know that I enjoy spritzing some filtered water on both ends of the mat, and that helps, especially with the new mat, to break in the grip on both ends with the hands and the feet. Let's dive in. Find any comfortable seated position. Get really close to your mat, get close to the earth. Rest the hands on the knees or the thighs. And sitting up straight and tall with a long spine, allow the eyes to fall shut. Go ahead, take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, exhale, ha. Again, deep breath in. Exhale, ha. One more time, deep breath in. And exhale. Every time you inhale, sit up just a touch taller. Every time you exhale, notice the parts of the body in contact with your mat, whether that's your feet, the legs, or the sitting bones. Relax your eyebrows, relax your jaw. Continue breathing smoothly, continue breathing deeply. And gently press your palms together in front of the heart. As you inhale, coil the chest up towards your chin. As you exhale, gently bow the chin down towards your fingertips. Notice the heartbeat under your thumb knuckles. And that reminder that we are here right now. Allow your mind to settle on an intention for today's practice. That higher purpose that brought you to your mat, that quality, essence, or reflection that you're seeking to cultivate in your daily life. One more deep breath in and exhale. Gently blink, open your eyes. Come on back into your space. Let's meet in tabletop pose. Come on out to all fours. In tabletop pose, stack your shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees. Point your toes back behind you. Now you'll fan the fingers wide, starfish hands. The fingers spread away from each other, knuckles root down into your mat. When you inhale, lift the chest, lift your tailbone, gaze forward off the tip of your nose for cow pose. When you exhale, round the spine, cat pose. Following the breath here, inhale cow, exhale cat. 3 more rounds. Inhale cow, gaze off the tip of your nose. Exhale cat, round the spine. Twice more. Inhale, exhale. Once more. Inhale and exhale. Come back to center. Touch your big toes together. Send the knees out a little wider and send the hips back towards the heels. We'll come towards child's pose. Walk the hands forward and release your chest and forehead down towards your mat. Getting really close to your Oko mat here. Anytime we're moving throughout the practice, you're welcome to come to child's pose. Remember, child's pose is not just a rest for the body. It's also a rest for the mind whenever you need a moment. And take a deep breath in. And again, exhale, open the mouth. Look forward towards your fingertips. And you'll slide out flat onto your tummy. And we'll set up cobra pose here. Your feet are about as wide as the hips. Heels of the hands in line with your lowest ribs. Fan the fingers wide. Now press your feet down. Inhale, lift the chest. Elbows are bent. No need to lift too high. Exhale the forehead down. Again, inhale, cobra pose. Elbows hug in. Exhale the forehead down. Let's hold the third time cobra pose. Hold here, a gentle isometric tractioning of the hands back towards the back of the mat. Back of the neck is long. Lift your knees away from the mat. Feet press down. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. We're here for 1. And gently release your forehead down. As you inhale, come back to all fours tabletop pose. Here we are again. One more time. Inhale for cow. Lift the chest, lift the tail. And exhale for cat. All right. Come through center. Let's warm the core. You'll balance. Stretch your right arm forward. Inhale. Exhale the left heel back. You're balancing on a diagonal. Now, what tends to happen here, the belly droops towards the floor. Lift the rib cage up into the back body. Stamp your back heel back towards the back of your mat. Hold here for 3. Hold here for 2. Press into thumb and index finger. Hold here for 1. And exhale, return to all fours. Good. Inhale, 1 round of cow. And exhale, 1 round of cat. Come back through center. Inhale, left arm forward with the right heel back. Again, lift the lower belly away from the floor. Pick the front body up into the back body. Lengthen forward through the left fingertips. Reach back through the sole of the right foot. Good. And look down at your right hand. Fingers fan wide. Thumb and index press down. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. And we're here for 1. Good. Return to all fours as you exhale. One more time. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. All right. Come back to center. I think it's time. Look forward at the top of your mat. Walk the hands forward. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Stretch up and back. Downward facing dog. This is Adho Mukha Svanasana in Sanskrit. In downward facing dog, the hands are about as wide as the shoulders. The heels are about as wide as the hips. If you ever feel any pinching in the shoulders, try taking the hands a little wider apart. As you come into your downward facing dog, feel free to bend the knees and pedal out the heels. You might rock the hips side to side, and you might nod the head yes. shake the head no. So checking in with your grip here. Right, I love feeling the ribs, those lines of fabric underneath the balls of the feet, underneath the big toes. And if you're looking for more grip or traction in the hands, try placing your pads of your thumbs, again, on one of the ribs, directly on one of the ribs. As you hold your dog pose, gently draw the lower belly in and up. Press the chest towards the thighs. Lift the hips up and back behind you. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now look forward. Lift your lower belly. Inhale, rock to your plank pose. Stack your shoulders above your wrists. Again, fingers are still fanning wide. Now hold here. Plank is secretly a leg pose. Use your legs. Lift the inner thighs up towards the sky. Breathe wide across the front of the chest. There's a slight dome in the spine. The shoulder blades spread away from each other. Hold here for 3. Hold here for 2. Hold here for 1. When you exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Take 1 breath here. And exhale, come on down, child's pose. Big toes touch, knees go wide. Close the eyes for a moment and breathe. Notice how you feel. Inhale, lift back up and tuck the toes, downward facing dog. From your dog pose, look forward at the top of the mat. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Fingers are still fanning wide. Shoulder blades gently spreading away from each other. Gentle dome of the spine. Breathe wide across the front of the chest. Stretch the chest forward and use the legs here in plank pose. Plank is secretly a leg pose. Lift the inner thighs up towards the sky. Hold here for 3. Lift the lower belly for 2. And 1 more breath. When you exhale, tip forward, lower knees, chest, and chin to the mat. When you inhale, scoop the chest forward. Come forward, cobra pose. Press the tops of the feet down. Exhale, forehead down. And stretch yourself all the way back, child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Building heat, twice more like that. Look forward, lift the lower belly. Inhale, plank. Lower knees, chest, and chin to the mat. Scoop the chest forward. Inhale, cobra pose. Elbows are bent. Release the forehead down. Stretch the hips to the heels. Child's pose. Once more like that. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, tuck toes, down dog. Last time, look forward. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin come down. Inhale, scoop the chest forward, cobra. Exhale, forehead down. And stretch the hips to the heels, child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Come on back to home base, downward facing dog. Deep breaths here. Notice how you feel. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. As you inhale, stretch your right leg up and back behind you, 3-legged dog. When you exhale, look forward. You'll sweep the right leg forward between the hands. Lower your left knee down. Untuck the back toes. For your low lunge, inhale, circle the arms up alongside the ears. Bend into the front knee. Press into the front heel. As you hold here, squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. Coil the chest up towards the chin for 3, and 2, and 1. When you exhale, hold in the legs, interlace the hands behind you. Lift the chest towards the chin And reach the knuckles back towards your back heel, opening up across the front of the chest, opening up the back of the heart space for 3. Gaze is soft for 2. And one more breath. Release the hands as you exhale. Fingertips to the floor. Come to your runner's lunge. In the runner's lunge, right knee is deeply bent and the left thigh is straight. Good. Pin your right hip in and back. Engage the belly. Hold on the fingertips here. Stretch the chest forward for 3 and 2 and 1. When you exhale, plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. Now you might decide to hold your dog pose. You might decide to inhale, rock forward to plank and hold. You might take your first chaturanga, your vinyasa, tip forward, bend the elbows. Inhale, flip the toes. Lift the chest, straighten the arms. Gaze straight forward off the tip of the nose in upward facing dog. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Left side. Inhale, stretch your left leg up and back behind you, 3-legged dog. Exhaling, look forward. Sweep your left foot forward between the hands. Lower the right knee down. Take your time. Untuck the right toes. As you inhale, stretch the arms up and overhead alongside the ears. Now press into the left heel. Lengthen up through both sides of the waist. You'll gaze off the tip of the nose for 3 and 2 and 1. Hold in the legs, exhaling, interlace the hands behind you. Try to do the other thumb on top this time. Again, coil the chest towards the chin, opening up the front and back of the heart space. You're here for 3 and 2 and 1. Exhaling, release the fingertips to the floor. Tuck the right toes under. Straighten the right leg, runner's lunge. Left knee is bent. You're on the fingertips. Hug the left hip in and back. Right thigh is on fire. Now lengthen from belly to chest. Breathe for 3. You got it for 2 and 1. Exhale, plant palms and step back, downward facing dog. Decide again, hold your dog or inhale to plank, hold plank or bend the elbows, chaturanga. You can always lower to the belly for cobra. You might decide to press to upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and roll back over the toes, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Notice how you feel. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Take your time. Begin walking your hands backwards towards your feet. At the back of your mat, reach for opposite elbows. Shoulders release, head and neck release. And for this precious time here together, let's let our hearts lead the way. Let the head be quiet. Head takes the back seat. And we get to listen to the messages of the heart and the messages of the gut, the intuition. Take 3 more breaths here. And 2. And 1. And gently release your fingertips to the floor. Soft bend in the knees. Now press into the feet. Inhale. Let yourself roll. Vertebra by vertebra. Come on all the way up. Head comes last. And press the palms together in front of the heart. And gazing gently at the fingertips. Notice already if the energy has changed since when we began. Notice the feel of the mat beneath your feet. Notice the energy that rebounds up the strong legs. Notice the length on both sides of the torso. Again, the heartbeat that ties us to this present moment. Check in here with your intention. Again, what is it that brought you onto your mat today? Deep breath in. Exhale. Let's continue our journey together. Let's move to the top of the space. So move yourself towards the top of your mat. Tadasana, mountain pose. In Tadasana, the feet are as wide as the hips. Spin the palms forward. And gently roll your inner thighs back. And lengthen your tailbone down. Lift the fronts of your hips. Noticing here, standing, taking up all your space. Right? Do you feel how your energy extends beyond the physical body? Notice the length in your spine. And then check in with those places where we hold tension, whether it's the shoulders, the neck, the eyebrows. My teacher says, let your eyebrows go on vacation. Press the palms together in front of the heart. Okay, let's flow. Sun salute A. Root into the feet. Inhale, circle your arms up and overhead. Press your palms, gaze up towards your thumbs, gentle back bend. When you exhale, fold forward, lead with the heart, fold over both legs, Uttanasana, forward bend. Legs can be straight or bent. When you inhale, lift halfway, fingertips to outer shins. When you exhale, plant your palms, step your right foot and your left foot to your plank pose. Again, decide, hold here or flow through your Vinyasa. And follow the breath as you exhale back to downward facing dog. On your next exhale, empty your breath completely. Bend your knees, look towards the top of your mat. Take 2 big steps to the top. When you inhale, fingertips to outer shins, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Now root to rise, send the arms wide, turn the palms up, press the palms, coil the chest up towards the sky, and exhale the hands to the heart. One more time, sun salute A. Root into the feet. Inhale, circle the arms up, gazing up towards the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, lead with the chest, Uttanasana. In Ardha Uttanasana, coil the chest forward. This time, plant palms, left foot, right foot, step to plank. Hold here, flow. You can make up your own vinyasa as well, right? We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take 2 more breaths. When you exhale, bend the knees deeply. Lift the hips, look forward. Step left foot, right foot to the top. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Take up your space. Stand up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, I'll guide you through a standing series here. So, turn towards the wide open edge of your mat. You'll step your feet out wide, about 3.5, 4 feet. And begin with both hands on the hips. Okay. From deep within your right hip socket, you're going to externally rotate your right thigh bone. So now your right toes are pointing towards the top of the mat. Kick the left heel back at an angle. So we're looking to align the right heel with the middle of the left arch. As you inhale, stretch the arms out wide from the shoulders. And as you exhale, bend into the front knee. Here you are, Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. You'll want to anchor back into the back edge of the back foot. You'll want to root down into the front heel. This is one pose I really enjoy on this mat that's different from some of the synthetic mats. You can actually feel the fabric moving with you here as you're taking up your space. Lengthen out the inner right thigh, straighten the left quadricep. And turn your gaze over the right hand. 3 deep breaths. Relax the shoulders. And 2. And 1. When you exhale, release the hands to the hips. And at the top of the hip socket, you'll straighten the front leg. Good. Now keep the alignment of the feet, but move the back foot towards the top of the mat a few inches, 2-3 inches. That way both legs can be easily straight. We'll reverse our triangle. Flip your right palm up and back. You're lengthening up and out of the right side. And rather than just going from the side, also spin the chest up and open towards the sky. We're here for 3, and 2, and 1. And right from here, as you exhale, we'll head towards triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana, reaching the right hand forward, out, down. Rest the hand lightly on the right shin, and keep the left hand on the hip. Spin the chest open towards the sky. So you're gluing down right behind the right big toe, and you're cutting the right hip up and back, and you're grounding back into the back edge of the back foot. You'll look up towards the sky, if that's okay in the neck. And when you're ready, inhale the left arm up towards the ceiling. Same thing here. You might notice the mat, it's moving with you. It's moving with your practice. And try not to bear weight on the shin. So the right hand, it's more for balance. And we're here for 3. Breathe for 2. And 1. And when you exhale, protect your neck. Look down, root into both feet. Inhale to come on up, and exhale the hands to the waist. Okay, parallel the feet. Again, 3.5, 4 feet apart. We'll take a little bit of a neutralizing intermission here. You'll interlace the hands back behind you. If they don't reach, you might hold a belt, or you might take the knuckles together behind the lower back. Rooting into the outer edges of your feet. Inhale, coil the chest up towards your chin. When you exhale, hinge forward at the waist. Lead with the heart. Fold forward, Prasarita Padottanasana. This is wide-legged standing forward bend, variation C, with the clasp, with the hands bound. Release the head, release the neck. And while you're here, yes, the legs are straight, but the knees are not locked. There's a difference. Breathe here for 3. And 2. And 1. Now gently release your fingertips to the floor. Inhale, walk the hands forward. Come up halfway. And you'll squeeze the sides of the waist, engage the abdominals, and then inhale, come on all the way up. Take a breath. Okay, we have to even you out now, right? So now onto the left leg. Focus your attention deep in the hip socket, right? So we are rotating the head of the femur bone, the left femur bone in the hip socket. There you go. Now the left toes are pointing towards the short edge of the mat. Kick your right heel back at an angle. So you've got left heel to right arch alignment. As you inhale, stretch the arms out wide from the shoulders. Exhaling, bend into the front knee. Here you go again. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So you're anchoring back into the back edge of the right foot. Right quad is firm. Bending into the left heel, lengthening out the inner left thigh. Gaze forward over the left hand. Deep breaths. As you exhale, release the hands to the waist. From the top of the hip socket, go ahead. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Move the back foot forward a couple inches like we did on the first side. Engage the quads. Legs are straight. You'll flip the left palm, scooping up and back. Reverse your triangle. lengthening up and out of the left side of the waist and spinning the chest open towards the sky. And gaze is soft. Breath is deep. You'll use your inhale, lengthen out, forward down, again coming towards Trikonasana, triangle pose. Rest the left hand on the shin, right hand on the hip. Engage the abdominals, begin spinning the chest open to the right, and gaze up over the right shoulder. If it's okay in the neck and shoulder, reach the right arm up towards the sky. Again, left hand is light. Gluing down into the ball of the left foot, cut the left hip up and back. And again, right thigh is firm here. And 3 breaths here, breathe. As you exhale, look down, protect the neck, root into both feet, and as you inhale, come on up, and exhale the hands to the waist. Okay, now the sides are even. So you'll parallel the feet and step it back together. All right. Take a breath. You're doing great. And I'll invite you now into tree pose, Vrikshasana. You can stand at the top of your mat. I'll stay here so that I can face you and stay head on to the camera. So for tree pose, start with the hands on your waist. Feet are about as wide as the hips. And shift your weight into your left foot. You'll lift your right thigh. And just as we've been doing this whole time, externally rotate the right thigh bone at the hip socket. Take your time, right? And then you'll set the arch of the right foot to the inner left calf muscle. It's like makes a nice little home for it there. Hug your left hip in. Engage the lower abdominals. As you inhale, lengthen up through both sides of the waist. You'll circle the arms up and overhead. And as you reach up towards the sky, soften the tops of the shoulders. You might decide to stay here. You might decide to take your leaning tree over to the right. So you'll rest the right hand on the front of the right thigh and then spin the chest up and open to the left. Wherever you are, let's breathe. Wonderful. If you leaned, inhale, come back through center. Exhale, everyone draw your thigh forward and you'll squeeze the knee into the chest. You're giving yourself a big hug. And then set the right foot down. And give the left ankle a shake. Okay. Second side, hands on the hips. Shift your weight now into your right foot. You'll lift the left thigh, externally rotate the thigh bone at the hip socket. And again, set the arch of the left foot to the inner right calf. And you'll squeeze the right hip in, right, to stay vertical. Engage the lower abdominals, lift the frontal hip points. Inhale, lengthen up through both sides of the waist. You might circle the arms up and overhead. Relax the shoulders. You might take your leaning tree. If you lean, spin the chest up and open to the right. And breathe where you are. If you leaned, inhale, come back through center. Keep the arms overhead, draw the thigh forward, squeeze the knee into the chest. And then exhale, set the foot down. All right, that feels even now. Come to the top of your mat. We'll rinse that out with a sun salutation, reset the energy. Remember, feet as wide as the hips, hands at the heart, and checking in with your intention. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, and step to your plank or hop directly to Chaturanga. And choose your Vinyasa, the one that honors your energy at this time. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. From here, bend your knees. Look about halfway up your mat. Walk your way about halfway up your mat. And come on down. Come on down onto your back with your knees into the chest. It might feel nice to make some circles on the lower back. And if you make circles, switch directions. We'll move towards bridge pose here, gentle back bend. You'll release the soles of both feet to the floor. The feet are, again, about as wide as the hips. You'll press down into the inner arches of your feet, hug your outer ankles in. So it's an active leg pose. To come up into bridge pose, you'll prop up onto the shoulders as you inhale, roll one shoulder under, roll the other shoulder under. And then reach the arms underneath you. You'll interlace the fingers. And again, here, if the hands don't reach, you can hold the edges of your Oko mat, or you can hold a belt underneath you. Now, I mentioned this is a leg pose. Firm your calf muscles to the bones. Roll your inner thighs down as you lift the hips. And soften your eyebrows and your forehead. Soften your jaw. And breathe where you are. Take 2 more breaths. When you exhale, gently release the hands. Round the spine, begin rolling down top to bottom. Let the knees rest against each other, one hand heart, one hand belly. Back bends are big energy creators. So notice any swirling of energy or anything new, any new sensation you're feeling in the body. And just noticing here with the hand on the heart, the hand on the belly, and with the mind quiet. Are you able to hear messages from the heart and from your intuition that you might not be able to hear in the middle of your typical day? From here, cross your right thigh over the left thigh. And if that feels too complicated, you can keep the knees parallel. We'll have you twist on your back. Send the knees to the left. You'll send your arms out to a T position or cactus. Gaze towards your right thumb. So the knees go left and the gaze goes right. Use your inhale. Come on back through center. You'll switch the crossing of your legs if you cross them, this time left thigh over the right. And send the knees over to the right. Send your gaze towards the left thumb. When you inhale, come on back through center, uncross the legs, and you'll curl yourself into a little ball. Remember, when we look within, we catch glimpses of our true essence. And what do we find? Love, light, and infinite possibility. From that place, we'll rest in Savasana. As you exhale, stretch out long. Let the legs turn out naturally to the outer edges of the mat. Let the palms point up towards the sky. No more effort. No more doing. Welcome to the most important part of your practice. When we rest in Shavasana, we show the universe, my practice today was enough. My practice was perfect, exactly as it was. I am exactly where I am supposed to be right now. Notice all the parts of the body in contact with your Oko mat. Notice as you descend down towards the earth always rises up to hold you. Release any gripping in the ankles. Release any gripping in the knees. Release any gripping in the hips. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chin. Relax your forehead. Shavasana. Gently begin to deepen your breathing. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. You might twirl at the wrists, twirl at the ankles. On your next inhale, deep breath in, stretch your arms up and overhead, point forward through your feet, and exhale the knees into the chest. Roll on over to either side. Let your upper arm catch you. And pause here in this moment in this fetal shape, in this posture at the end of our yoga asana practice always reminds us how this practice gives us the daily opportunity for a new beginning, fresh perspective, a clean slate from which to make new choices that reflect our values. As you inhale, press the hand into the mat. Come on up. We'll finish the way we started. Find any comfortable seated position. Again, sitting up straight and tall. Rest one hand on the heart, one hand on the lower belly. Notice how you feel. Gently press the palms together in front of your heart. And again, coil the chest up towards the chin. Feel the heartbeat under the thumb knuckles. Gently bow the chin towards the fingertips. One more deep clearing breath. Inhale and exhale. And gently press the thumb knuckles to the third eye between the eyebrows and bow forward to your practice. Namaste. I really hope you enjoyed our first practice together. We're so glad to have had this opportunity to connect with you today. We're looking forward to getting to know you better. Again, the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.